Hey everybody, welcome back to another Triple Hound video, and anybody who watches this channel with any kind of regularity knows that we like to make custom Fortnite skins in presets, and we often turn to the comments of our videos for suggestions and ideas as to the skins to make. And what you have in front of you here is our best try at making Dr. Octopus, the villain in Spider-Man. Of course, Doc Ock, otherwise known as Dr. Octavius, makes an appearance in the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Anybody who's seen the trailers knows that. That's not really a big spoiler. But there's a lot of ways that Doc Ock has been portrayed in the comic books and in various cartoons and video games and movies and things over the years. And this version that we're going with here is sort of a classic comic book version where he's primarily known for a green and yellow suit. And obviously, the biggest challenge we face when creating a Dr. Octopus skin in Fortnite is that we really have nothing that comes close to his big octopus tentacle arms that come off of his back. What you have in front of you here is really the closest thing we could come up with. With that out of the way, let's get into our preset for him, and hopefully you can see that we got as close as we could. And I'll also give you a couple of different variations to try if you want to make yours a little bit different. Starting off with the customizable hunter skin, part of the boundless customizable superhero skin set. We gave him the suit pattern stalwart, head style A, eye mask on, and belt on. Primary material is cloth, the primary color is yellow. Give him sort of yellow gloves and yellow boots. Secondary material is metallic, and the secondary color is green. And you've probably seen in previous videos where we've had green suited characters that we're really not satisfied with this green color. It's way too bright, but the way you can get it as dark as possible is by making it metallic, and so that's what we did here. Accessory color is black, and more on this in a second for an alternative version of this skin. But primarily we wanted to use black here so we could give him the dark goggles that he's sort of known for wearing in so many different versions. Eye effects are off, but the eye color is dark green. Here again, you can see him in a lot of cases, like in the comic books and such, wearing green goggles. The glass on his goggles is green in a lot of cases. No change to his skin tint or hair tint, and no sticker. Now, I mentioned doing a slightly different version of him. A lot of versions of even the green and yellow Doc Ock from like the comic books have a yellow belt, and really almost everything else about his costume is green. So in order to accomplish that, you kind of have to take the eye mask off, because there's really no version of this in which he wears a yellow mask. But if you leave the belt on and change both colors here to green, probably metallic as well, to get them as blended as you can get them, and then change his accessory color to yellow, you get closer to that version of him. So you would do the sort of the all green with a yellow belt. And that's another way you can approach this character. Of course, if you take the mask off, you probably also want to give him normal eyes as well, because you just assume that his goggles are off. So this is your slightly different version of Doc Ock. I think I prefer the first way because he has the yellow gloves and the yellow boots, and he does have the goggles. That kind of makes the uniform work for the classic version. Some of the other parts aren't great. He doesn't have a big yellow thing on his chest necessarily. He doesn't have the yellow sort of tights around his midsection there, but you gotta have to put up with the black belt in that case, which isn't quite right. Anyways, we're gonna stick with our goggled and yellow boots, yellow gloves version, and move on to the rest of his preset. For that, we use the corrupted long legs. This back bling is actually a lot better to make an iron spider with, and we've done that in a previous video. I'll put that in the description below so you can see how we use it to make an iron spider Spider-Man costume. But it's really the only thing we've got to give him, you know, something broadly looking like arms sticking out of his back. The Xenomorph tail has a look that's kind of close. It's a tail. If this could come out in 4 different directions, this would actually not be too far off. It's a better length and it's a better look, but it doesn't quite work for a lot of ways. It's clearly a tail as opposed to something that could be construed as 4 arms. Another one we thought about was the tendrils of venom coming off of his back, and this one isn't too bad. If you wanted to go with the tendrils of venom, just because it's black and it's maybe a little fewer arms or whatever, I wouldn't hold that against you. The only problem is that it is too short, in my opinion. The arms they don't stick out far enough. Otherwise, I might have settled on this. So we went with the corrupted long legs. If you want, you can make the corrupted long legs entirely black and red, which might be a little bit closer to the color scheme you want to use. I went with white because I didn't like the red outline on everything, but you may decide to use the black and red versions if you want. The core flails I actually really like as his pickaxe, because these are very, very close to looking, I think, kind of like what the octopus arms actually sort of look like. I think these are a nice touch to the preset. Of course, if you wanted to go super literal, you could do the swag smasher, which actually has an octopus wrapped around the pickaxe. If you wanted to kind of go with the pun joke, the octopus pun joke thing, so that's an option. But I went with the core flails because I think that they look like they could be octopus arms almost. I did, however, take advantage of the pun on the glider. This was an old pirate glider from, I think, season 8. Plunder, it's called. And there's 2 different styles, and one style has this octopus on it. So I fell for the joke there. Waterfalls as a contrail. Arcane Steel is the Dr. Doom wrap, which is kind of the right color scheme, really, that kind of dark green. For emotes, I just kind of did sort of smug, I don't know, villain type emotes, I guess. Job well done here, and mwahaha. Doc Ock is an inventor, so I gave him Lil Rover here. Dark side sort of force choke thing. He's sort of always choking Spider-Man. Usually with his tentacles, but you get what you can get on this. So that is our Doc Ock. We're going to drop him into a little bit of in-game action. Sometimes when we do a whole ton of skins, 3, 4, 5 skins in a video, we won't put them in an in-game action because it just there's not enough time in the video to make it concise. But when we're only doing one skin, we got a little bit of time, we can throw him into some in-game action. You can see him running around the map, opening chests and interacting with objects and stuff, just kind of see how the preset works in that environment, and then we'll come back in. Yeah, this glider is not extraordinary. I don't know, maybe I should have used some spaceship or something to show how technological he is. This is very clearly a pirate glider. I just took it for the octopus emblem on it. I don't know. That's a decision I'm second guessing, the glider. I will say I really like these core flails as his pickaxe, though. They get longer as you use them, as you swing them around, and it really does sort of look like the octopus arms kind of extending from his body. Just standing there. Well, that was a little bit of in-game action with our custom Doc Ock skin, a Spider-Man villain who recently sort of came back to prominence through his appearance in the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie, although this version of Doc Ock, of course, is from the comic books from decades ago, really. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at TripleHound. And use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop and Epic Games Store. #ad. That's all for today. See you later, guys.